This is Ben Carper. I am a candidate for South Carolina State Senate District 6. This is the seat that Dwight Loftus is retiring from, and I would appreciate the vote of the good people in State Senate District 6. Many of you have seen my regular blogs that I have been producing during this time. I've just come in from another Greenville County Council meeting, and it's interesting that on this agenda there are no philos. There are no philos on this agenda. The people in Greenville County have been robbed as far as I'm concerned, and we're giving a fee in lieu of taxes to multi-million-dollar corporations, while the taxes have been increased on the citizens in Greenville County by about $48 million over the next 2 years. And I and many others have been very vocal about this, and I saw the fruit of our labor tonight with an agenda for the first time that I ever remember. And I've been following Greenville County Council for 30 years. I've been attending all of the meetings that I could possibly attend, about 85% of them, for the last 6 years or 7 years. And this is the first time that I remember there not being a fee in lieu of taxes on the agenda. It works. It works. When the people, a grassroots effort, get together, it works. That brings me to my run for South Carolina State Senate. If you're tired of the swamp in Columbia, stop sending the same people down there. Elections have consequences. My mother has a sign in her office that says past performance is the best indicator of future conduct. What people have done is what they are going to do. Now, this is a three-way race. In the primary, this race is going to be decided June the 11th in the Republican primary, June the 11th of this year, about 2 months from now, about 2.5 months from now. And I have two opponents that are running against me, Dr. Dan Nichols, a dentist in Berea, and State House Representative Jason Elliott. And one of the three of us is going to go to Columbia as the state senator in Senate District 6. It's going to happen, one of the three of us. Yesterday, April the 1st, Jason Elliott was interviewed by Kennedy from Fox, Carolina, about our road system. And he lamented that we have fallen behind on our roads. Now, that's news to no one. That's news to no one. I had a friend of mine in North Carolina that came to Greenville County the other day and commented to me. He said, "Your roads down there are terrible." I said, "Tell me something I don't know. Let's talk about something else." We all know our roads are in bad shape. And they are not in bad shape today. They've been in bad shape for about a decade. Now, again, past performance is the best indicator of future conduct. My opponent lamented the poor condition of our roads and made the point as though it's a problem that we need to fix. It's something we need to work on. That's why you need to elect me to the Senate so we can fix the roads. But my reply is, Mr. Elliott has been in the House of Representatives since 2016. He has run and won and then run and won again. And he's lamenting the state of the roads. I mentioned the other day that at election time, all of these men get religion. They all get conservative religion. And all of them, Lindsey Graham, all of them get conservative religion every election year. And they get reelected, and then they go back and do the same thing they've been doing the whole time they are there. Past performance is the best indicator of future conduct. To do the same thing over and over and expect a different result is a mark of insanity. So where has Mr. Elliott been for the last 6 to 8 years in the House? My question is, Why do we keep losing all of the state gas tax money? Our taxes were raised on a gallon of gasoline, and this was purportedly for roads, and yet our roads are still a disaster. He's been there. I have not. I would like to try to go there and try my hand at trying to rectify these problems. He's been there. We still have the problem. Why did Mr. Elliott spend time championing a hate crimes bill that was being pushed by Scout Motors? That was a boondoggle. Rather than trying to fix the roads, why are we concentrating on hate crimes legislation when we need to be fixing infrastructure? What about allowing the boys to compete in women's sport, transgender sports? There's no such thing as transgender. A man can dress up like a woman and a woman can dress up like a man, but your chromosomes, X and Y, determine whether or not you're a man or a woman. And you can have surgery and a facelift, and you can have medical surgeries affecting your body parts, but you can't do a thing about those chromosomes. And 100 years from now, when they dig your dead corpse up out of the ground, check your DNA, they're going to say a man was buried in this grave and a woman was buried in that grave. And it really doesn't matter what you did to disguise whether or not you're a man or a woman, even to the point of surgery. You can't change those chromosomes. All the tax debacle going to Scout Motors. And I plan to put out a flyer on that and explain the state of South Carolina would have been better off if we'd have just taken the money we gave Scout and just write a check to every citizen in South Carolina. Men, women, grandparents, children, babies, newborns up here at the hospital. Just write everybody a check. The state would have been better off just to give that money to the taxpayer. It's their money anyway. Just write them a check and give the money back to them, rather than giving the money to Volkswagen. Scout is a subsidiary of Volkswagen. It has caused a tremendous debacle in Blythewood, and there's a possibility they may not even build this plant now. We keep talking about the roads. And now the state has found this huge pool of cash. How in the world do you lose this amount of money? I mean, this is more than a bookkeeping or a check registry reconciliation error. This is not a rounding problem. Where'd that money come from? And we keep talking about roads. In the state budget that has just been passed, we're buying gummy bears to give to the Arts Commission, to give to artists to make artwork. Now, I can't imagine an artist considering gummy bears to be art anyway, but apparently that's a happening thing, and in the state budget that my opponent voted for, there's money for gummy bears to give to artists to make artwork out of. We don't need to be buying gummy bears for anybody. We need to be buying asphalt and paying road construction crews to repair our roads and construction crews to rebuild our bridges, rather than throwing all this money away on cotton candy, pixie dust, unicorns, and things that, number one, are not in the Constitution, and things that are of no value at all to the tax-paying citizens in State Senate District 6. I am Ben Carper, lifelong Greenvillian. I am a 9th generation South Carolinian, and I ask for your vote in the June 11 primary for State Senate District 6. May the Lord bless you, and I'll be back with another blog very soon.